What's up, YouTube? Anthony, abfitnesstrainer.com here. We're taking you live from the car today. I think this is actually pretty cool. The phone's mounted, so I'm not sure if this is legal or safe, so I would not recommend trying this at home, but I think it's okay because the phone's mounted. So anyway, today I want to talk to you a little bit about how I damaged my own metabolism. There's a lot of phrasing going around, metabolic damage, metabolic adaptation, so I figured I'd give my take on it and from personal experience on what happened with me. So it's a little bit of a story time here today. So we're gonna go back probably a couple years ago. The first time I competed, I was 18 years old at the time, and I wanted to step on the bodybuilding stage. I was always a skinny kid, and I had managed to get myself up to 200 pounds. For me, that was a huge accomplishment. I've always been skinny. So I figured that if these other guys could compete, and I saw natural guys, I said if they could do it, why can't I? So I decided to jump in the ring. So what I did was I did some research online. I'm sorry if the glare is horrible right now, but I did some research online of different contest diets, and I came across a supplement company. And a supplement company was promoting nutrition and contest dieting. So they actually had like a manual. Actually, if you purchased a certain amount of supplements, they gave you a manual, and the manual had literally like a 14-week diet. And I was young at the time. I had no idea what I was doing. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get it for free if I buy their supplements, so I'll do it. So I bought their supplements, spent quite a bit of money on their supplements, and gonna keep the supplement company nameless, but bought a whole bunch of their supplements, got this manual that, like I said, gave me a whole 12-week, 14-week, whatever it was, I think it was 12-week actually, routine. It was a workout routine, cardio routine, and a contest prep diet. So the diet was typical bodybuilder right out of a magazine diet. Chicken, vegetables. I mean, I could probably remember the meals because I ate them the same meals pretty much every day for 12 weeks. And it was brutal, man. It was a hard diet to stick to because it was literally chicken and vegetables. And, you know, I eat that stuff now, don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't. But it was just brutal as far as the same thing over and over, repetitive and boring. So anyway, so dieted for 12 weeks. I went from 200 pounds to, I believe, 170. So I got down really low, and I want to consider this type of dieting that I was doing definitely a crash dieting. And that's what basically metabolic adaptation is when you put yourself in a severe caloric deficit for an extended period of time. It's really not good for your metabolism at all. I'm going to explain that a little further into the video. So anyway, so followed this diet for 12 weeks, got down to about 170. I was pretty ripped, I gotta say, but I did lose a significant amount of mass. Definitely lost a lot of muscle fullness. I was so low carb, and I'm a really carb sensitive person. I found out later. So it was just brutal. It was just a bad diet, and I relate it to crash dieting when people go on these crazy diets and just lose a ton of weight. And I did lose body composition. I did a lot of cardio. It was one of those diets where it was like, you know, it went with a lot of cardio. I mean, toward the end, I was doing 6 days a week of cardio, 70 minutes every time. It was bad, man. The cardio was brutal. But I did it. I'm the type of person that when I say I'm going to do something and I stick to it, I get it done. So I did it, and I'm back. Sorry about that. I just wanted to check the quality of the video because the glare is horrible right now, as usual. So anyway, so I got down to 170, followed this diet, cardio, workout routine for 12 weeks, and I competed. I stepped on stage. I actually didn't do too bad, and I came in 4th in the open, which for someone who had no idea how to pose, no idea how to diet, clearly, you know, I really didn't think I did too bad. So I think I got by pretty much on my genetics at that point. I really wasn't as lean as I should be, but I think I was lean enough. Whatever, results kind of speak for themselves. Anyway, so now 12 weeks of dieting. I'll never forget the one thing that I was craving. It was crazy. I was having a craving for cereal, believe it or not, because I haven't had dairy in, you know, 12, 14 weeks, whatever, probably longer than that, because I didn't, you know, dairy wasn't accepted in the bodybuilding world. So I was craving cereal like crazy. So post-show, I placed fourth, whatever. I was so tired that night. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go out to eat. I didn't have no epic, you know, day of eating. I might have had, you know, little stuff here and there. Again, it was so long ago, hard for me to even remember. But all I remember was that next day, I ate, and I ate, and I ate myself into the biggest food coma. It was bad, man. Pizza, pasta, you name it, I had it. Candy, cookies, and I hate all that stuff. But because I was so deprived of that stuff for 12 weeks, I broke down and I had everything. So this is where metabolic damage comes in, metabolic adaptation. Because my metabolism was so tanked and so in the gutter, my metabolism slowed down from eating such low carb. My insulin sensitivity was probably really good at the time because I haven't had carbs in a while, but still, my metabolism was shot. So anyway, that post-day eating, the next day was horrible eating-wise. Like I said, I ate myself into a food coma. Literally, I felt like I was going to throw up at every meal, but I just kept, like, you know, engorging myself because it was, I had all the things that I haven't had in 14 weeks, whatever it was, 12 weeks. So, I stepped on the scale. So, show was on a Sunday. I did that Monday. Show was on a Saturday. I did that on Sunday. Monday, I stepped on the scale. I gained 10 pounds. Actually, more, 15 pounds, actually. It was 185. And I was so let down. And of course, at the time, I'm young, like, it's probably my muscle coming back. Well, it clearly wasn't, because I had a stomach that was probably out to here, and my abs weren't visible. So, chalked it up for what it was. I jumped back on the diet that I was on for contest diet to try to lose the weight. And I dropped back down to 175, so I had lost 10 pounds of that I gained, but it took me a couple weeks. And I said, I want to compete again. So I did, and I hired an actual contest prep coach. And I remember, because my metabolism was so shot from all those weeks of dieting, and then that post-dieting, you know, binge just did me in. I was on such low carbs. I mean, I was at the point where I was at 200 grams of carbs a day, and for me, that's really low. And actually, I think up until the show, the last couple weeks before the show, I was having around the 125, which is super low for me. Last time I dieted, I was around 400 grams, and a low day was like 3. So I'm really good at digesting carbs. So that just gives you a point of how low my metabolism was at the time. And that's what happens when you go on these crash diets. You just kill all your leptin hormone, all your sometimes even your thyroid. When you go on these crash diets, it's just not good for your body at all. And you know, you start to crave things, and you know, it's just not psychologically. It's definitely setting myself up for like an eating disorder at some point, because you know, you think that all these foods are bad for you. You know, you can't have them, and it's not necessarily true. It's just really everything in moderation, I guess. So, hired a coach, wanted to do another show, and carbs were down really low. But this was a mistake at my point. I shouldn't have competed. I should have stopped there. I should have took time off, repaired my metabolism, did a full off season for a while, and then worked my way back to do a show again. But I liked competing. I wanted to do it again. So anyway, dieted again. My body was tanked. I was very low energy. I remember it was just, I felt like a zombie all day. That could be from the low body fat also, but it was bad. I remember that. It was bad. I was starving. Anyway, did the show. I took third, so I did improve. I wasn't as ripped as I should have been, probably. but because my metabolism was so tanked, I couldn't lose any more weight. So I'm still hovering around that 175 mark. And I couldn't lose, like I said, I couldn't lose any more weight. And that's from, you know, the severe restriction. So what I did was, post-show, oh, nice traffic. If you're from New York, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so I decided to reverse diet, and I slowly started to add food back into my diet and repair my metabolism. And lo and behold, right after the show, it was about, like I said, 150-ish. I worked my way up to 200, you know, and you do it ever so slowly. You know, you're trying not to gain weight and just really trying to maintain your conditioning while adding in food. I built myself back up to 300 carbs again, and lo and behold, as soon as I started doing that, I started actually losing weight. So I maintained that 175 to 178 mark for a while, until I got up to around 400 carbs, actually it was, and then I started bulking again, trying to put on mass. But anyway, how my story can help you is, don't go on these crazy diets, these crazy crash diets, because they don't do much for your metabolism. Yeah, you'll lose weight in the short term, but in the long term, it's definitely not a good thing. I see people all the time that come to me with tanked metabolisms, and it's from doing things like that. And I could totally see how that happens. I mean, because, you know, severe restricted diet like that for so long, you go crazy, and you start to look at food as an enemy, and food is not an enemy. I have a healthy relationship with food now that I learned to work things in and practice flexible dieting. I definitely have a better relationship with food. I don't binge at all. That never happens anymore. And it's just, I could totally understand where people come from when they say that all these things happen to them. I was there, I did it, and I know the next time that I diet down for a show, there's going to be a lot different. A lot more carbs in my diet. Definitely going to practice more refeeds. But like I said, the point of the story is, don't go on a crash diet. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much what metabolic adaptation is. It's when you're on severe calories or severely low calories for an extended period of time, and you slow everything down. It's not an optimal way to do anything. So if you thought this video was helpful, give it a like, comment below, and I'll leave a link too for my blog. I've been putting up a lot of stuff on my blog. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been following me on my blog and reading along, and just for the support. I appreciate it. So check that out. I hope the video quality was not so bad. I have a horrible glare in my eye right now, so I hope this video is not so bad. But I hope you guys actually learned something from my story on how I damaged my own metabolism, and I guess how I actually fixed it was slowly adding in carbs over a long period of time without trying to gain weight. So again, AnthonyABFitnessTrainer.com. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.